name's Cameron Tymstra. I'm CEO and president of Tarachi Gold. Just flew in from Toronto. But yeah, Tarachi Gold, something a little bit different than your typical exploration company. We want to differentiate ourselves, and now we want to make Tarachi Gold a producing exploration company. And it's kind of a race in the Inventa Capital Group to actually become a cash flow positive company, and we think Tarachi Gold is going to be the first one to get there. We're a Mexico-focused company, and what we have in our portfolio right now is a very highly prospective exploration project located in Sonora, Mexico. You know, if you want to talk about being an elephant country, our neighbors are the likes of Alamos Gold's Mulatos mine, Agnico Eagle's La India mine. We've been exploring on our Habali concession there, located just a couple kilometers west of Mulatos, where we've had some pretty great early exploration results there from our drill programs, including about 6.9 grams per ton over just over 60 meters. That is gold mineralization that is like 20 meters below surface, 5 kilometers down the road from Mulatos. And we're really excited to get back there and to continue exploring on Tarachi. But to get us there, what we want to do is actually be able to self-fund those future exploration programs. And we plan on doing that with our Magistral project. It's a project that we acquired earlier this year. It is a tailings reprocessing operation. It's located in the north of Durango, Mexico. We believe we can bring this into cash flow positive status as early as 12 months from now. We're currently working on a PEA with Ausenco Engineering. I was kind of hoping to have the results of that today to talk about it, but we're going to be a couple days behind, and it's probably for the best since today's American Thanksgiving and no one down south is actually paying attention. So we can expect that probably early next week. But what we're expecting with that is to, as I said, bring this online probably within about a year. Very low capex cost. We already have a facility on site, custom built to reprocess these tailings. We're expecting to produce in the ballpark of about 17,000 ounces of gold per year. So certainly not a big producer by any standard, but we're expecting to produce that gold at very low operating cost per ounce with very high margins that can provide pretty significant cash flow for a company of our size. I think today we closed at a market cap of about $16 million. We're probably going to be doing close to that in expected annual cash flows each year. So we think we're very highly undervalued right now given what we're expecting to come down the pipeline over the next 12 months. You can see here, this is the facility that we purchased in Durango. It was built just in 2018, but it's been on care and maintenance ever since. It's never actually been operated. We know we do have to do a bit of work here to get it to operational status, and that's why we've been working very closely with Ausenco over the last couple of months. Of course, our PEA was delayed due to backups at the lab. We had a lot of issues with getting our samples tested and getting our met work done and getting those results back. But we've had all those results in since about October. Ausenco's finally pushing this thing over the finish line for us. We do expect to make a bit of a capital investment in the facility to optimize the flow sheet, maximize gold recoveries, and minimize those operating costs. You know, what we have here is a cyanide leach process with a Merrill-Crowe recovery system. We do have some copper in that tailings material, which is why we're going with Merrill-Crowe and not a carbon system. The upside of that is we're actually anticipating producing a bit of a byproduct copper credit as well. So thanks for Mike and Craig for mentioning those, you know, those hot tips on what our copper price is going to be like over the next couple of years, Craig. So it's certainly a great time to be producing a bit of copper byproduct credit as well. So, and we're probably putting in a bit of a SART plant in here to manage that copper and produce that copper concentrate. The benefits of that, it's also going to keep our cyanide consumption costs by about 80%. So we're expecting probably cash costs coming in. Originally, we were talking about under $1,000 an ounce. Now we're talking about coming in under $700 an ounce. So very significant margins on a project that we can bring in line in about 12 months. But the other thing we like about this story is when you're reprocessing tailings, you're not really mining. You're not drilling and blasting. You're not hauling away waste. You're not crushing. We have a brand new ball mill that we're not even going to bother using because we've seen great metallurgy results with the material as is. So not only are we producing gold for very low cash costs, we're going to be producing gold for, you know, as certainly Jamie pointed out, the fact that more and more attention is coming to ESG sides of stories, but very low environmental footprint as well. When you consider all those traditional activities that you need to undergo to produce an ounce of gold, we really don't need to do the vast majority of those. And those really represent the lion's share of not only operating costs, but the lion's share of the environmental impact, the carbon output, and the energy input. So when you talk about getting to net zero status, something that's very difficult to do for our industry. Everybody's probably here has either been to a mine site or at least seen enough of them on videos. You know that what we do is very energy intensive, it's very fuel intensive, but on a project like this, we can produce gold for cheap, but also in terms of, you know, our environmental impact, very, very small. Over the next 12 months, we'll be investing in this facility. We need to do a bit of work on the existing tailings storage facility so we can deposit our own tailings in there. The great thing about this as well is that it's a permitted facility. So we have an existing operating permit for the processing plant. It's a permit that we'll be making an amendment to since we're going to be changing the flow sheet a little bit to maximize gold recoveries. There's a permit existing as well in the tailings storage facility. We also have to make an amendment to that to adjust for some factors. But overall, we think we can bring this into production very quickly, very aggressively. Once we have that PEA with Ausenco in the next couple of days, we'll be making some big decisions in terms of capital allocation, contractors, consultants, things like that that'll help us put this thing into production, as well as bringing in probably a bit of a technical team to help us manage that as well. But our expectations are probably by the end of this year, the end of next year, we'll be producing about 17,000 ounces of gold per year, plus some copper byproduct credit on the side, and ultimately producing probably in the ballpark of, cash from operations in sort of $12 to $13 million a year at current copper and gold prices. So, for a company that's got a market cap of about $16 million today, that's cash that can certainly buy a lot of drill holes. And we plan on taking that cash and deploying that cash on exploration programs on our Tarachi concessions in Sonora, where we've had some great early success. But we're also actively pursuing potentially acquiring another project as well to bring to the company's portfolio. Our Vice President of Exploration, Lauren Warner, who's sitting in the front here, is very active in that department and looking for additional projects for us as well. So if you want to talk geology or our exploration concessions, he's certainly the guy to talk to later tonight. But anything else, I'm certainly interested in meeting the rest of you in the room that I haven't already met before, and talking Tarachi and anything else that might be here. So anyway, folks, thanks for your time.